everybody, to Books to Change Your Life. I am joined for part 3 of our interview series on Right Body for You with the amazing Donnielle Carter. Welcome, Donnielle.
Hello, thank you, Julia, for playing with me again. This has been so much fun.
These have been awesome, and I hope that those of you out there have watched part 1 and 2. And if you haven't, you can go back later or pause this and go back and watch. But we've had some amazing conversations, and we wanted to dive into something a little deeper today that I think most people struggle with, and is a very powerful topic, and that is communicating with your body. A parentheses, listening to your body.
Yes.
So I'm really excited to dive into that. Donnielle's just off of facilitating 6 days of Right Body for You classes, including Right Body for You facilitators. She certifies Right Body for You facilitators internationally. And so it's been an amazing 6 days for her. She's just getting off. So I'm really excited. We're in an awesome spot to start this amazing conversation.
Yeah. It's been so fun. Yeah, Right Body for You. And 6 days of that powerful thing translated into 6 languages. Here we go.
Wow.
So
6 languages.
Speaking of communication.
Exactly. That's awesome. So I think that I know that's something I'm going to ask you a question based on what I've struggled with.
Please.
So I think eating is something that can be really hard, and it's like you want to eat something and maybe your body doesn't, and that can be a real, like, and I know it's not just me that this comes up for. It's like how do you really create a place where you don't override your body's awareness when it comes to eating? I'd love to start there because it's just a huge issue for people.
It is a huge issue. Actually, it's one of the main things asked every time I do, anything with Right Body for You is about food and listening to your body and eating. And oddly enough, one of the first things I always suggest is to get rid of any point of view you have where you think that your body wouldn't want brownies or ice cream or what we would say is, the naughty, yummy things, right? Because your body is a hedonistic creature. I mean, who eats, you or your body?
Right, your body eats.
Your body eats. And you think your body doesn't enjoy different tastes, textures, and flavors? It's like, no, I only want chicken with no skin and no salt, no flavor. Yeah. No, your body doesn't do that. Your body enjoys experiences. And what we call the naughty foods can actually be an amazing experience. But then the other point of view I'd also suggest getting rid of is that what they call healthy foods is also an experience. So what if it's not about what we've defined as the good foods or the bad foods, but just about the experience, maybe even hedonistic, but not in that naughty, so many people think of hedonistic as just like gluttony or overindulgence, but what if just hedonistic is this intense pleasure of experience and enjoying, right? So from that place, whether it's healthy according to this reality or naughty according to this reality, every food, every taste, every texture is an experience. And so when people start eating from this experience instead of what I should do or what I shouldn't do, it becomes easier to listen to your body because it's not about the deprivation anymore or about the right and wrong of it. It's just really about what sounds yummy right now. It could be a salad, it could be a brownie.
Okay, that right there, I mean, we could just stop the whole conversation right there, and everybody could just go away going, whoa. Because that's huge, Donnielle.
Yeah.
That's huge. I mean, that's something that is dawning on me for the first time as you're saying it. And I've taken classes with you, and I've been studying this stuff for a long time. So that's really powerful, because I think I've heard you say that before, and it's sinking in for me right now at a deeper level.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it really is. I mean, one of the things I hear most, whether it's in regards to food or anything else, but in communicating with your body, but specifically with food, is people go, I actually don't want to ask my body what it wants to eat because I want the brownie and I'm afraid it's going to say no. So I'm just going to override my body instead of actually asking. And then and what's funny is then they come and go, well, my body's not talking to me. I'm like, are you actually asking it anything? Or are you just assuming it's going to say no?
Right, exactly. Yeah, there is that place that sort of it's almost like a defeatist attitude.
Yeah, it
You
is a
know?
defeatist attitude. That's a great description. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
rather than a curious
Mhm.
attitude.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know, and what's funny is it's funny that you bring up curious because in all of my classes recently, I've joked for years that most of the people who come to any body class are head trippers, meaning they have to overthink things and they think about it a lot. And it's like before they make a choice, they have to wait a minute. Let me think. Right. And so we get into this cycle of actually thinking, this loop instead of thinking instead of actually choosing. And so in my classes lately, what is the energy that's really been presenting itself is this energy, this the first initial energy that comes up before we start thinking is that curiosity. It's that innate thing that we go, oh, well, what would this taste like? Or what's over there? Or I could put this where else? Or what else does this do? Right? It's always that curiosity, which is it's a nurturing generative energy, but then we try to slow it down to think about it. So it's like, how could we embrace the curiosity of even just communicating with our body if we didn't think what it should look like, taste like, feel like, smell like? But if we were just curious, how is my body going to communicate to me today? It's amazing what shows up because your body communicates to you differently every day. So as
Wow.
long as you remain in the curiosity of it, you have a much better chance of actually hearing it.
Wow, that's awesome. That's you know, and for those of you out there who are maybe new to this stuff, we're using the tools of access consciousness and talking about the specialty right body for you. And when you said, Donnielle, uh, get rid of this idea, like, or don't function from the idea of uh your body doesn't want this brownie or that
Yeah.
your body does want this spinach salad,
Mhm.
and so do you want to talk a little bit about the clearing statement and how maybe you could apply the clearing statement in that area, because that's how I would
Absolutely.
probably go get rid of that stuff, and there's other tools, but I think it'd be great just for people who are brand new to really hear about, well, how do I just get rid of that point of view? We have a way of doing it.
We do have a way of doing it. And honestly, it's always been one of my favorite things about access consciousness. It sounds like a bunch of gobbledygook. And once I got out of my point of view that the gobbledygook had to like make sense cognitively, aka thinking about it,
Mhm.
it became this really dynamic tool.
Mhm.
Because for me, with the access consciousness clearing statement, what it is an ability to connect with the energy that is all around us and actually shift and change things, because we've all had something that we've tried to change and it just doesn't. We've tried to change and it persists forever. It's gonna, it's like what will be left over? The cockroaches and this thing that I can't change, right? And so and
Cockroach.
so so I like to ask is like, so what if there were energetic blocks? We are all energy. Our bodies are energy. Everything around us is energy. I can perceive the annoyance of the cleaning ladies because I'm still in the room. That's energy. It's like all these different things. So when we're able to actually access that energy and shift and change it, that change that seems insurmountable becomes like brushing something off your shoulder. And so the clearing statement is actually, is it right to say?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, povids, and beyonds, which, like I said, it just sounds like a lot of gobbledygook. And the best thing about it is you don't have to know what each thing says for it to work, but you can, you go to theclearingstatement.com, our friend Dr. Dane here does an amazing description of all of it, every single word. But basically, it's what you need to know is it's all of these points of view and places that we've been limiting ourselves, keeping us, or re-solidifying that energy so we can't make a change. Okay. And so when we're in the space with food of like, I don't know, does my body want this? Does my body not want this? I have a really simple tool for everybody that includes the clearance statement. Everything I've decided this is, everything I've decided this isn't, destroy and uncreate it. And then you say the clearance statement, right, wrong, good, bad, apocalypse, natures, boys, povids, and beyonds. And here's the other one of the keys about the clearance statement is we'll ask you, everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it? Or you'll say to yourself, everything that is, destroy and uncreate. Can you actually destroy and uncreate energy? No. But what you're doing is you are allowing the energy to shift and change. And then whether you say it to yourself or you say it to your facilitator, when you say yes, that is an aspect that is highly important because it shows your willingness. It shows your demand for yourself to go, you know what? I'm changing this. No matter what it is, I'm changing it. I don't know how it's going to show up, but it will shift and change. So that's what I say. So everything I've decided this is, everything I've decided this isn't, destroy and uncreate it, right, wrong, good, bad, apocalypse, natures, boys, povids, and beyond. And that kind of, especially with food, that kind of wipes away those first layers of like, I was taught that this is good and this is bad. And even if my body wants it, I'm sure it's still bad for me. So even if my body wants it, I'm sure it's going to zap my blood sugar or, talking about the brownie again, or whatever it is. But it helps you get rid of that first layer of like, everything I've decided this is, everything I've decided this isn't. Because my friends, we do that. We come in, right? In the Right Body Food workshop, the 2.5 day workshop, we actually do this activity about we hide foods in cups covered or bowls or whatever so that you can't see it. Because the second we see it, we start creating this judgment with food specifically.
Right.
I mean, with everything, but I'm talking about food. And so we designed this activity to really get you to the place of where you're listening to the energy. Your body knows what's in there, and your body can tell you yes, that, yes, that, yes, that, or no, that, no, that. And so we actually ask you to ask your body before you see it.
That is so cool.
Yeah, so we bypass those points of view that we automatically put in place. And what's I love that activity simply because people really get to see how the flavor is different when we're eating what our body desires. Whether it's salad or brownie, the flavor is just better when we're eating what our body desires. And then we're more present with each food because that's one of the other tools. It's like, body, would you like another bite? Body, would you like another bite? Body, would you like another bite? When you're present with each bite like that, you begin to notice the different tastes, textures, and flavors with each bite. Because I invite any of you to do this. The next time you eat anything, what salad, brownie, fish, anything in between, be present with each bite. We think like, oh, it tastes the same. It doesn't. It doesn't. Every bite is a different taste, a different texture, and a different flavor. And those variations are some of the ways your body's communicating to you. Because it's like you've eaten a brownie, then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so sweet. Yeah, it's one of your body's going, I'm done. Or it loses all flavor. Your body's saying it's done. Or it suddenly feels like you're eating glue. Your body's saying it's done. So when you're present with this, it becomes more of that experience that we talked about at the beginning, instead of just turning off your head and you shoveling, or turning off your presence with the food and just shoveling it in, which is what most people do. Oh, the plate's empty, I'm done. What did you eat? I don't know.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Like, it is like when my body really wants to eat something and I eat it, it does not matter what it is. It is delicious. It is like,
right?
Wow. Yeah. And that's great about like, do you want another bite, body? Like, are you done? And that's something that is really also really important to listen to, because it does start to taste yucky or flavorless, or, when you're drinking wine, it starts to taste vinegary when your body's done. It's like I could
Exactly.
go from one sip of wine that tastes amazing, and then the next sip, not so much. And that's it. That's the moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is that moment. And it's really this amazing, beautiful thing. And yeah, and it does. And what I see most people doing, and everybody who's listening to this, hopefully from now on, you're not going to do this, but how many people get the food, fill the plate, and then they go what I call numb, but this like the presence with the food just stops. Even if they ask their body what it wanted to eat, they're like, okay, good, my job's done. No, no, no. Remain present with that meal. Don't go into that numb and then just finish when the plate's empty or you're full. Because we're taught to eat till you're full. We're taught to eat to this intensity of uncomfortableness
Right.
instead of eating to a place of space and possibility.
Yeah. Yeah. Yesterday, oh my gosh. Okay. So I went to this it's called Chicken Salad Chick. I've never been there before. It's a Southern thing. And they gave me a cookie with my meal. And I was like,
Mhm.
what do I want with this cookie? Like, it was like a sugar cookie, and it looked kind of meh. But I'm like, I kind of got the hit. Like, my body is like, yeah. And I bit into it. Oh my God, Donnielle. It was so good.
Awesome.
It was like this big. It just like came with the meal. And then it like had this buttercream on top.
Nice.
I don't know how they made that thing, but I was, and I was so present with every
Yeah.
bite. I was, because it was small, and it was like, how did they
Yeah.
make this? And my body was so happy. And sometimes my body can't do a whole lot of sugar like that, but that was like perfect. And so, yeah, so I just had to give that example because it was so
Oh no,
good. I had to tell you.
it's oh yeah, totally. It's true. And I would venture to guess that you and your body's excitement of the experience and the communion and the communication in it made it taste even better. But
Yeah.
here's what's interesting. That's for Julia, for her and her body at that time.
At that time.
She could have been with her husband. Her husband's like, yeah, this doesn't taste good. What do you want, crack? Is that why it tastes good? Because you're on crack, right? That's part of it. So it's like, just because, don't let other people not having that same intensity of experience diminish your experience,
Mhm.
because their body is in a different place than yours in. And then, like I said, at that time, next time Julia goes, she may have that, like, I need that cookie again, and her body's like, I don't know if I'm in the mood for that, and then it will not taste as good,
I totally,
possibly. Yeah, so
I've definitely done
that's what
that a
also
lot.
being the present
Yeah,
with it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true. And with the cookie, I was like, I also hadn't decided I needed to have a cookie, or that was the right thing to have. It was like, what's this? Why'd they give me this? Like, why'd they throw that in with a chicken salad sandwich thingy? Like, but I'm like, my boy's like, yeah. But it was there, even though I was like kind of curious, I was still curious. Like, I was like,
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
going on here? Not like, it could be today I could drive back and get another one, and it's like, mm, you know?
Yeah. And sometimes it just wants the energy of it. Like I recently had a birthday and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, and they got me cupcakes and it was so amazing." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I want to eat it." But I was facilitating, so I didn't eat it because you don't actually want, while I'm trying to talk, right? And so I sat there and I got the energy of it. So by the time we left for class, I'm like, I don't want it.
Yeah, you're like, I'm good.
I'm good.
Wow.
So I have to wait until the next day. My body was like, "Okay, now eat it." I'm like, "Yay." So
Really?
yeah, but
That's
it is,
cool.
and here's one other thing, you guys, is like, society and this reality dictates. Somebody gives you a cookie or a cupcake for your birthday, you eat it, okay?
Yep.
But what's cool about this is when you're actually going, you know what? I think I'm okay for right now. I'll eat it tomorrow. You are honoring your body, and it's that place. It's like, what if you could come from communicating with your body to honoring instead of the necessity of it? It's
Love
like, yeah, right? It's like, would you force your best friend to do something? Or would you be like, hey, best friend, let's do this? Yeah, right? Kind of seduce it.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to have the same kind of honoring for your body? because it's not about doing things for your body or to your body. It's always about with your body, because your body is with you. It is. It just is. And I've talked about it ad nauseum and listened to the other two. Your body is with you. It really is. And so when you are willing to be with your body, it's amazing what can actually show up. And we were just done talking about communication with food, and there's so much, it's so big of a world out there that of information that your body gives you.
Totally. Oh my gosh, my body, just the energy of you talking about like inviting your body to do things and like treating it like a friend. It's just,
Yeah.
it just gives me this sense of like magic in my world. It's so amazing.
It is. It really is. I'm like, what if your body's the magic wand we've been waiting for? It's like
Yeah.
we should have been born with a magic wand. What if you were?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh, that's so wonderful. And it is a magic wand. It's a consciousness facilitator. Like it is there with you, showing you the future that you could have if you would let it. You know?
It is. And and just like I said in the facilitator training for Right Body for You that I just did, it's like you always have a co-facilitator because your body is with you. Well, guess what? It's not just in a class, it's in your life. Your body is your co-facilitator, co-creator, co-explorer. And it is truly a wondrous world when we allow the contribution from our bodies.
It truly is. That is amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming on today, Donnielle.
Thank you, Julia.
This stuff is gold. I'm so grateful that we're getting this out into the world on YouTube and you know, those of you listening, it's like, please take like just take one thing and use it. And it's just these are huge. I mean, we've packed so much into just this short interview even, and so just take something and please journey on with it. And we really wish that you have the greatest communion with your body that's possible.
Absolutely. Please. Thank you, Julia. These have been so much fun. I've enjoyed speaking with you.
Thank you. Awesome. Me too, Donnielle. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Thank you everybody out there. Thank you, Donnielle. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.